Okay, good morning everyone. I am currently on my way down to the road to catch a taxi to go into the city. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Dr. Annie. I am a traveling psychologist that lives in Morocco, and today normally I live in a little village by the ocean, as you can see the ocean there. But today I'm going into the city. We have a dentist appointment, and then it's Friday, so it's kind of like a special day for Moroccans where they have couscous and get together with their family. It's kind of like Sundays in America. And so anyways, I thought I'd bring you along since it's kind of fun and new to go into the city. So yeah, let's go. This is Lucy, the little doggy that loves to follow me around, and this is a little puppy. Anyways, what I was saying is Lucy adopted me, and she was always on the beach. Whenever I'd come, she'd come say hi to me, but now she kind of waits around for me everywhere. But she's a little pregnant. You can see her little belly, but she loves her little belly rubs that I give her. It's really fun. We don't have a car, and because cars are a little bit more expensive here in Morocco. How we get to town is we kind of wait on this side of the road. You can see my partner there. And we wait for like a taxi or like some other like driver to come by who will pick us up. The hard part about that is that then we don't know how long it's gonna take. Like every hour a bus comes, but it's not really very clear when the bus comes, and so we just kind of have to hope that something comes soon. But like today it's taking a little bit of time, but luckily it's not super sunny. It's like really cloudy, which I'm grateful for, because otherwise it can get really hot when we're waiting. So, but not today. Wow, how does that taste? We're just here waiting for another taxi. That's our life with no car. Taxi waiting. Okay, now it's like a few hours later. We were lucky to find a ride from a person who lives in the village, which we were like really grateful for. And then we went to a dentist that we actually know, Mubarak. He was friends with Mubarak. and he's a great dentist. So it was really nice. The office was like really beautiful. And then we made our way to Mubarak's mom's house, and they made us kind of like a special Moroccan dish. And now I'm just relaxing while Mubarak had to go help one of his friends. So we're just chilling here. It's like really loud. I'm sure you can hear that. But I guess before we came to his mom's house, we went to a restaurant because, one, living in a little village, we don't ever get to eat out. And so whenever we're in the city, it's nice to kind of eat out. We had like a little smoothie and a tuna salad, and it was really yummy. But then we came here and ate some more food. I feel like that was kind of more like an appetizer. But we hadn't had breakfast, so I was like really hungry. But it was while I'm sitting here waiting for Bark to come back, I thought I would just chat with you guys for a second, because when I first moved out of the country, like I was like really worried about, sorry, it's like really loud. We're like, let's see if I can show you. We're like right at the middle on like the road, and so it's just getting really loud. But hopefully you guys can still hear me. But anyways, I really wanted to film today because I remember when I first decided to stay in Morocco, like medical care was something that I was like really worried about. Of like, I feel like that's something that you hear a lot about in America, is like how the medical care isn't very good in other countries, or like at least people come to America for the medical care we have. And you know, there's all those like medical shows like Grey's Anatomy and whatever. Anyways, and so I think there was this anxiety about it. But honestly, I have just as great medical care, like going to the dentist, just as good of a dentist and any other, and I pay a fraction of the cost. And anyways, and so I know I talk a lot about moving abroad or being kind of a traveling therapist, and so I just wanted to show that moving to another country doesn't mean that you're sacrificing the quality of care you have in the United States, that you can actually, it's like really easy. And we didn't even need an appointment. Like we just talked to our friend and he said to come in on Friday, and we just kind of showed up whenever we got there. And I mean, maybe we had to wait like 20 minutes or so, if that. It honestly didn't feel that long. I just put in a podcast. And then he saw us, and it was like so simple. Like I feel like in the States, to get a dentist appointment, you have to like book a few months out, and here it's just like really convenient. And that's how it's been with other doctor's appointments we've had. Like we've called the same day, because you know, living in a small village, it's not like easy to get here, and so and we don't plan it out necessarily. And so when we're in the city and we're like, oh yeah, we need to go see that doctor, we do, and then it's, you know, fine, you can show up that day. Sometimes you have to wait, but like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be that long. So if you're someone that ever has wanted to move out of the country and that is something that worries you, definitely don't let that be a barrier. Obviously, I think if you have there's some medical care that you have that is a little bit more intensive, I guess it probably would be, you probably would want to look into it a little bit more and make sure you're moving to a region that has that type of care for you. But even getting medications and stuff, I don't think Morocco, has certain medications. I don't think they have ADHD medication, and they might not have some other medications available, but a lot of common medications I can easily get at the pharmacist without having to go to a doctor first. If I have an infection that I've had before that I know, then I can just go to the pharmacist and ask them for that medication. And I think that's how it is in some other countries too. When we were in Bali, I could just go to the pharmacist and get that. I had got an ear infection, and I ended up going to a doctor for that. But when I went to the pharmacist, I just had to ask. It's not like I needed the doctor's orders. And even there, even the pharmacist is so much easier. In America, I just feel there's so much gatekeeping. You have to go to the doctor, and then you have to give it to the pharmacist, and then it takes a day to get. But here, it's just, I don't know why, but it's just so much faster and so much more convenient. If anyone knows why it takes so long in the United States, you can leave a comment. But yeah, I was like pleasantly surprised. Okay, one other thing that I'm going to chat about just because I'm sitting here is so the podcast that I was listening to earlier was about all of this stuff coming out about P. Diddy. And like as a person, I'm definitely not naive. I'm not like, oh, like the world is like so wonderful and like there's so many good people and like bad things don't happen. Like obviously as a therapist, like I know horrible things happen all the time and that there are people who do really terrible things. And so it's like, and I especially think like, you know, in terms of like power dynamics and stuff, like when people have power or wealth, like there can just a lot that comes with that. And anyways, and so I've been listening to all of this stuff about the court and all the allegations or whatever they're called, P. Diddy, and I was like kind of going down the rabbit hole just because I thought it was just like really disturbing about how many people knew and how many people were close to him, but he was just kind of getting away with it. But anyway, why I wanted to mention it was that like after I was listening to it, I was really noticing like how sensitive I was feeling. Like I was feeling overwhelmed and I was just like really kind of feeling like icky. And I do feel like that is something that's like really hard about today's day and age, is that we have so much information, and it's really great that we all can be informed, but at the same time, like as a therapist and as someone who is really deeply affected by things, like I want to stay informed because I think that's like really important, but at the same time, like I have to protect myself because now I feel like there's some like really evil things that happen in this world, and consuming a lot of it, I just am not one of those people. Like I'm not a true crime girly. I don't like anything to do with that. Like my family loves true crime. They love like Law and Order, NCIS, all that stuff. But like I was always way too sensitive for it. And so I think especially being a therapist, like I hear, you know, I sit with people and hear awful things all the time. Obviously, like I don't work with like intense trauma like that. So luckily, like I'm not necessarily, or I guess not luckily, but luckily for my patients, that's not what they're coming to me for. But still, like it's like I'm having to hold people's pain. And so when I'm not being a therapist, like I have noticed I have to be really careful about what I do consume. Like I can't watch certain documentaries. Like I have to really protect myself because I get really affected. Like it can make me feel really depressed and anxious and just like weary of other people, and honestly also like irritable. Like it can just make me feel really fragile. And so I don't know if any of you guys are like that, but I was just noticing that I'm like, I've gotten the highlights and now I need to put this P. Diddy stuff away because there's too much, there's just a lot of shit in this world. So yeah. So now, while I'm waiting for Mubarak, I'm gonna watch some Gilmore Girls on my phone. Yeah, I think that is the cure to watch some wholesomeness. Excuse me. I want to make chili, but we can't quite find chili powder. So we think this is it. So I guess we'll see. Oh, that looks like chili powder. Yeah. Wow, I guess there's all sorts of them. That one looks cheaper. They also only have black or red beans. No black beans. I don't know what we're gonna do. They sell fresh mint here because they love putting it in their tea, and it's like literally the best thing ever. It smells so good. Okay, so it's the next day and we're back at home. Last night we just went and did a little bit of shopping I would have shown some more. We went to go look at some clothes, but there was a lot of people shopping because it was Friday night, so. And since I'm white and clearly a foreigner, I get stared at a lot, so I didn't feel comfortable also having a camera out. And so anyways, the last thing I was thinking I could share with you guys today is I'm going to clean this room here. There used to be like several more beds in here, but our friend who works at the hostel took some of the beds, so now there's only 2, which makes this room a little bit more usable. And so I want to turn it into a place where I can have my workout area, because I usually just pull out my yoga mat in the living room, but since the cats and stuff play in there, I just want to have a separate area. So that is my mission today, is to get this room all cleaned up so that I can have a nice workout area. I finished up cleaning the room, and then yesterday I made chili and it was really yummy. But then now it's Sunday, it's the next day, and I'm actually editing the little vlog. And I realized I never said goodbye, and I think I forgot to film something that said goodbye in the last vlog too. So I figured I would just say a quick goodbye. If any of you guys like have any things that you want to see in my life in Morocco, please leave a comment. I would love to know. I'd love to share kind of if you guys are interested in certain things. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.